Want me to say my name first, or you go first?
I'll say mine. My name is Ernest Carter.
I'm Noelle Lilly. We're here with the West Side Story at 991 KGGI, here to interview the wonderful Diana Wehbe.
Hi.
Hi.
Thanks for being here.
No problem.
One of the first things we wanted to ask you was, how did you first get interested in radio and communications, and what kind of got you involved in this career field?
Anytime I get asked that, my answer is always God. I never wanted to be in radio. I went to school, I majored in film and theater. I loved being on a stage, I loved being in front of people. And somehow I ended up in a room by myself with a microphone for a living, with no people in front of me, which is hilarious. But I got started when I was 21. I submitted an air check. My boss at the time loved it, and I literally got hired overnight. It was phenomenal. I was on the street team here for about 5 months, and then I got hired on air right before like my 6-month mark. I think that's the fastest it's ever been done, actually. But you know, if God wants something, it happens. So it's pretty exciting.
Also, I have a question. Who encouraged you to begin your Purpose Foundation? Or what encouraged you to begin this Purpose Foundation?
2 years ago, I was diagnosed with an ovarian cyst that I was told was cancerous and type 2 diabetes. In a span of about 10 months, I lost 100 pounds, diabetes was gone, the fear of cancer was gone, and I didn't have surgery, I didn't take medication. God completely healed my life in 10 months, and I felt like this was put on my life as a mission. And so I started a nonprofit called the Purpose Foundation to educate people on faith, food, and fitness, and how all three of those things coincide. And together are so strong and powerful and can really help change your life. So I'm healed and I'm happy and I'm excited and I talk about it as often as possible. So yeah.
Was there anyone in your life that was a big support system or really helped you keep you going throughout your battle with these different health issues?
My mom, for sure. My mom was very, very supportive. Although, you know, my family, like, as most families probably would be, were shocked. Like, you're not going to have surgery. You're not going to do chemo. You're not going to take the pills. What are we going to do? You know, there's that question of, so what are you going to do? And I feel like even through that, I had a pretty great support system. My mom was always, like, spiritually guiding me and, like, you know, praying with me and praying for me and reassuring me that God had a plan and that I'd be okay. And even though they didn't understand, my family didn't understand the exact route I was going, but they were still supportive, very much so.
So, what made you not take the surgery and take the pills and stuff?
When did you make that decision?
Yeah,
I had been sick for about a year. I had been in and out of the hospital, in and out of, you know, emergency with pain and them trying to diagnose what the heck was wrong with me. And then the day I got diagnosed in July of 2012, I got diagnosed that my cyst has grown. It had doubled in size in about 6 months, in its own size in about 6 months. And that was the biggest it had ever been. And I was in tons of pain, and it was just, man. And the day that they gave me that diagnosis, I remember thinking, okay, well, I have to do something about it. You know, it's been a year that I've been sick and I haven't been doing well, that I knew I had diabetes. I knew there were so many things wrong with my body, but it's almost like you don't want to look at yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're like, that would never happen to me. I'm not going to get cancer. I'm not going to get diabetes. I'm too good for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you feel like that's somebody else's problem. You never feel like it's going to happen to you. So when it happened to me, I think I was in denial for that first year, and then when they finally diagnosed it as cancerous, and they finally diagnosed it as big as it was and as fast as it was growing, I felt like I had hit rock bottom. Like, I felt very insecure. I felt like I didn't know who I was or what my purpose in life was. I felt like, not almost like, why was this happening to me, but I just couldn't understand the purpose of me being so sick at such a young age. And so I literally just spent like 3 days in my room praying before I even answered the doctors, before I responded to them about whether I would do surgery or what I wanted to do with my diagnosis. I just went to God, and I tell people, when you hit rock bottom, you have nowhere to go but up. And so God was my up. And I felt like he spoke to me and said, this is your path. This may not be your path or anyone else's path, but for you specifically, I need you to change your life. And in order for you to change your life, sometimes you can't go the conventional way that everybody else goes. You have to take a very specified route. And walking by faith and not by sight was not the easiest thing in the world to do, but I felt like God equipped me for the mission, and so I started July 24th of 2012. Yeah.
That's an amazing story. And with your foundation that you've now created, you have something called the Purpose Tour. What
Yes.
exactly is that? Can you tell us more about that?
The tour is amazing. I felt like this entire mission, the Purpose Foundation, the project, me getting sick in the first place, was all to help the youth. A lot of adults are like, so you wrote a book, I want to see it. And then I hand them my book and they're like, yo, this looks like a magazine, what's up? It's not a book, this is a magazine. And I tell them, my entire mission is to help the youth. And I feel like I'm so young. I mean, I'm 28, but I feel like I'm 4 on the inside. So, the entire mission is towards our youth. I feel like a lot of times when we get older, we get stubborn and stuck in our ways, and we want to do things the way we're used to doing them, and it's worked for us in the past and whatever. But young people, you know, like high school kids, middle school kids, they're like sponges. They're ready to absorb things in life, and they're ready to change, and they're ready to accept new things. And, you know, with technology, they're like, yo, she's vegan? Let me see all the benefits of being vegan. You know, like, they'll look it up, and they're excited. Whereas, you know, an older generation's like, nah, man, you gotta eat meat. You can't live off of vegetables all your life. Like, and I felt like this whole mission was specifically geared towards young people. So the Purpose Tour is essentially me going to high schools, middle schools, colleges, after school programs, anywhere where I can speak. I go for free, and we literally will travel wherever that is, wherever we're called, we go. I tell my team all the time, if we're called, we go. I don't care how bad it is, I don't care how severe it is, we're gonna go. And it's me telling this story, and this story isn't just my story, it's everyone's story. Everyone has a handicap or something holding them back in life or holding them down, essentially. It could be negativity, it could be an illness. But whatever that is, the Purpose Tour provides hope. That's exactly what the Purpose Tour's mission is to inspire people, whatever their ailment, to get up out of it and trust that God has a plan and a purpose for them.
I read your bio about how you overcame cancer and everything, and you said you want to reach out to the youth with this tour.
Yeah.
So what eating habits would you recommend, or fitness? 'Cause I know you work out well. I
Yeah.
read that I know you work out. And what
work
fitness?
out.
Yeah, what fitness exercises would you recommend, or eating habits would you recommend to the youth that may be going through, you know, maybe have cancer or going through situations you went through?
That's an awesome question. I talk about a lot in the beginning of my book. I didn't, for the first couple months, I didn't work out at all. I literally just walked. I got up every day and I would walk. Like, my best friend and I would go on walks around the neighborhood, and that was it. Like, we weren't doing anything like strenuous, or we weren't sweating and, you know, like burning calories like crazy, but we were walking. And every day we would walk, we'd get our heart rate up. It would be like our kind of like therapy time. And so to anyone who's starting or who's fighting an illness, I say, don't, you know, you follow all these fitness people on Instagram and you want to like hang off the walls and do all this crazy stuff that they're doing when you're not there yet. Like, I tell people, take it slow. Like, you have your whole life to hang off the walls and do handstands on top of people's backs. Like, you have your whole life to do that. But like, you try that when you're not in shape or when you're sick, your body's gonna give out on you. And I tried it, and I know, because I got hurt. So I tell people, like, go for a walk. Like, go out, clear your head, walk. You'll get your heart rate up. You'll burn calories at the same time. Like, it's amazing what clearing your mind and walking, like, while like burning and using your organs and getting everything pumping will do and heal in your body. Like, it's phenomenal. And walk with someone who's positive. Like, don't bring like your gossipy, like super angry friend with you that just wants to like talk your ear off the whole walk about something negative. Like, bring someone who has some light in them and walk with them and encourage each other through whatever you're going through. Like, my best friend and I did that a lot. My mom went with me a lot. We walked a lot. And food-wise, I became vegan overnight. I realized that's not everyone's story, but again, like, I felt like God had a very specific mission in mind for me. I woke up literally like the morning of July 24th, and it was like, this is what I'm gonna do. I took it to a dietitian and I started. I didn't get, I mean, I can't tell you how hard it was. I mean, I literally had a fever for like a week. I was like shaking like a crackhead because I wasn't eating sugar, I wasn't eating wheat, I wasn't like, literally I cut out meat, sugar, most forms of carbs all in 1 week, and people are like, how did you even survive? It was a very difficult transition, but I was at a point in my life where I was at like the crossroads. Like, it was either surgery or medication or walk by faith, and so I chose to walk by faith, and so I couldn't not do it. I had to choose, and I had to stick to that choice. And so yeah, it's been 2 years and I'm still eating the same exact way. If not, I've actually gotten more strict on myself. and I haven't withered away, you know what I'm saying? I'm still here. And I have tons of energy, and it's phenomenal. Yeah. Being vegan you're not gonna be like those like super scrawny white kids that you look at and you're like, man, what happened to him? Like, I think that's the image people have of vegans in their head, and it's not true. Look at me, like I'm cool, like I'm fine, and I'm actually more than fine and excellent. But yeah, the doctors are like, every time they get my results back, if my blood results are like cholesterol or sugar levels, they're like, I didn't even know this was possible. Like they have to look, they put their glasses on, like, does that say 30? Like, they're like, I didn't know someone could have a cholesterol that said 30. And I'm like, me, hi. Like, they're amazed. And it's amazing. I'm grateful. And it's helped my family and my friends out too, and my team regain their health as well. So thank God for that. It's phenomenal.
So like, are your friends also have like anybody that you know became vegans as well?
Yeah,
Really?
a lot of my really close friends actually are like, help me. So they got the book, and there's a 10-day like program in the book to get you started and explain like why. And there's recipes in here as well. So they'll get started, and they're like, I want to get my fiance involved, and they get like it's cute. Like a lot of people have jumped on. Yeah.
Where can people purchase your book?
My book I'm self-published. I'm on Amazon. You can also buy it on my website, which is purposeteam.org. It's on our merch tab, but you can get it on Amazon as well, and they'll ship it right to you.
And sort of going back to your career and with working with radio and everything, has any of these health issues and obstacles affect your life today? Do they have any part in your life today and in your career still?
Yes. I have to, there's a few things. One, being that I'm now an advocate for this type of a lifestyle, I can't accept any type of endorsement. So if a company that, is like, maybe it's a food product and there's sugar in it, or it's meat, I can't accept money to endorse those companies, because it goes against what I'm trying to teach people. So it's kind of like I can't separate Diana Wehbe, the personality, from Diana Wehbe, the girl who got sick and then was healed. Like, they're one person now. And so I have to walk the talk constantly and talk the walk constantly. So there's that part of it. And then the other part is I still have a tumor. It's not cancerous and I'm okay, but I live with a tumor, and people ask me, why don't you just go get it removed? It's pretty big, actually. But they're like, why don't you just go get it removed? I truly believe that God's going to heal me in his time, and he's already spoken that to me. So like, knowing that, I'm not going to go against his will for my life, one. But two, I believe everyone has an illness. Everyone has something, some ailment holding them down. It could be the smallest thing. It could be negativity. It could be something, insecurity that you dislike about yourself. And I feel like because I'm still walking with an illness and I am a public figure, I walk with people rather than in front of them. I'm one of everyone else. I'm a regular girl who got sick and is still partially sick and still looking to God to help heal her and guide me, and it humbles me, and it keeps me grounded in an industry that's moving 1,000 miles a minute. And it puts me in a different seat. Working in radio, you can get caught up in the fame and the glamour and the excitement, but me being sick forces everything to slow down. And so some days I have pain, and I have to say, hey, you know what, I'm sorry I can't do this event today. I'm not feeling very well. I have to listen to my body. Like, it's one of those things that it's constantly with me, and I almost feel like it's an indicator in my life. Like, I feel like God uses pain to talk to me, tell me, hey, you're on the right path, or hey, whoa, slow down, don't go that way. And to a lot of people that sounds strange, but this has been my life for the last 2 years, and it's working, and it's amazing. So, and it's helping hundreds of thousands of people every day. So, yeah, it's working out really great, actually. Yeah.
Sorry, going back to your what you said about your book and the 10-step fitness program.
Yes.
Do you plan on going more with that? I know you have cooking class as well.
Yes.
So do you plan on going more with the fitness and like starting a fitness program for people that are in your situation?
I don't know if a fitness program, but I'm more so leaning towards faith and food. I feel like there's a ton of ways to work out, and anyone, you can get up and go walking, and that's your workout. You can go for a jog, that's a workout. But I feel like food, there's a lot of misleading advertisements right now about the food that we're eating and ingesting every single day. And I remember, I don't know when you guys were born, but I remember being in middle school and I didn't know anyone who had cancer. And now I can look to my left and right and there's somebody in the room that has cancer or knows at least 3 people who have cancer in their circle. So I feel like or diabetes, or, you name it, we have it, ADHD, autism. Like, there's plenty of illnesses that can be helped with food, and there aren't many strong advocates. There's a lot of money being poured into the opposite, teaching people the opposite things. But I think that my job is to teach people how faith and food coincide, and that God gave us an earth that's supposed to be bountiful and fruitful, and the food that we eat is supposed to heal us, not hurt us. And I feel like a lot of the foods we're eating right now are killing us, literally. But no one's talking about it. And I have this huge voice, and I'm out here blabbering my mouth all day. So I think more so on the faith and food side. The fitness part is great. I think it's good to get up and get moving, but anyone can do that. I feel like that's my
Is your
mission.
cooking information inside your book as well?
Yeah, there's some recipes in here as well, like my hummus recipes in here. I got a little pasta recipe. This is when I was eating wheat, but I don't eat wheat anymore. But I mean, I don't knock it if you do. I got a little banana dessert recipe, and Chipotle used to be one of my favorite restaurants. So yeah, man, yes. So I remade the Chipotle burrito bowl with quinoa, and it's a vegan version of it. I actually took this to Chipotle and I showed it to them. They were really excited. Yeah. So I made a Chipotle burrito bowl, and that recipe is actually on YouTube. But there's a ton of stuff in here.
Oh, you put your recipes on YouTube?
Some of them, yeah. I made the Chipotle burrito bowl. I have a fresh face shake, which I drink in the morning. It's my green shake. I put that on YouTube as well. So there's a couple of them.
Okay. The last thing I wanted to know is, going into the future, what are your hopes and goals with your foundation and your career and just the purpose tour and everything? What are you hoping to achieve in the future?
I think when I started, I had a ton of like goals and hopes and dreams and yeah, like everybody else. I'm realizing more and more every day that like I'm not the one steering this ship, so I have no expectation for tomorrow. I literally just wake up and I'm like, hey, what do you need me to do today? Like I just wake up and serve. Every day brings something different. Every day is something I couldn't ever expect. Like I could leave here today and I'm sure something that I had no idea was gonna happen today is gonna happen. I just wake up open and humble and excited to do whatever God needs me to do every day. And wherever he wants us to go, I failed English 3 times, so it's beyond me that I have a book out. Like, I didn't know any of this stuff was going to happen in my life, so I just wake up every day and I'm excited. Yeah.
Oh well, I was gonna ask you, do you have any I know you have the Purpose Tour, but do you have any other projects, like any other events you have planned for the future for your foundation?
The foundation? You know what? Right now our biggest thing is we're trying to build a giant community garden, almost like a co-op in the IE. I really feel like we strongly need a co-op out here where people can get really great organic produce at much cheaper prices than you can get them anywhere else. I feel like that's something that's really necessary out here, and if people could afford it, there would be no excuses left for not buying it. You know, it's a shame that food that's bad for you is very cheap. Right. I
All the
think
menus.
right. And I want to open up a co-op and have almost like a fast food like menu on it, like, you know, and have a dollar menu for that type of thing. I think it's really important. I think that if McDonald's can do it, then we can do it too. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had to start somewhere, so we got to start somewhere too. And I don't think it's fair that kids have no option these days, and their parents are working 2-3 jobs and don't have any options. And they're getting sick and they're living on medication, which also costs money. So rather than taking pills all day, you could be eating fruits and vegetables that could heal your body. And that tastes amazing at the same time. So like, why not? You have to eat food anyways. Why not eat something that's going to help you rather than hurt you, and then you spend money at the doctor's office? I want to start a giant IE co-op and feed people out here. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I'll invite you guys out when we start it.
Definitely.
Yes, get you a little box, fill it up with some fruits and veggies, take home to your family. Yeah.
You plan on starting that this year?
I'm hoping so. God willing. I mean, we're meeting with a lot of potential sponsors, and it's a money thing. We need money for land. We're a very small nonprofit, so we have like $0 and 0 cents to our name. but you know, that's the grassroots of a nonprofit. I don't want to get rich off of it. I want to serve people. So one day I'll meet someone who is just as passionate about what we're doing, you know, and their company will want to sponsor it, and we'll have land, and I already have a farmer that's ready to farm, and I have a team that's ready to grow, and everything's in place. We're just waiting on the right opportunity to get this piece of land and really make some changes.
That's beautiful how you do that. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have anything really set planned.
No.
You just go with the flow.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's beautiful.
Thank
to do
you.
that.
It's
Like, walk by faith, I would say.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It takes a lot of patience to get there, but I'm finally here and I'm blessed.
That's great. I am so happy for you.
Thank you. He's like, I'm just smiling up here.
No, like the more when you was talking, it was just I was like, man, like how she's every step in her life, like since the cancer situation, it was like you just walk by faith, like wherever he said go, you did it, and that's just beautiful. Like,
thank you. Yeah, God is amazing. Thank you.
Well, we want to thank you so much for being here with us today. We know everyone at the West Side Story is definitely excited to see what you have for the future.
Thank you.
So again, I'm Noelle Lilly.
I'm Ernest Carter.
And we're out.